Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. It is Grace Bella. Today I'm going to be showing you what's in my bag summer edition and giving you guys a purse tour and showing you my general everyday essentials. I really love using this bag for the summer because it's a little bit more lightweight compared to my fall, winter, spring bag. As you can see, I like a kind of specific style, something a little bit more spacious with pockets on the outside, and I really like when the straps are a little longer. And as well as this being a little bit more lightweight, I really like using this during the summer because I find myself wearing a lot more outfits that consist of little white tops and shorts. Obviously not today, I'm wearing red. But on days like those, I really like wearing this, so I'm automatically wearing a little pop of color in my outfits. And I really do especially adore a pinky purple berry shade, so it just makes me a little happier knowing that I'm wearing one of my favorite shades out the door every day. Anyway, starting on the outside of the purse, I have my little Peeta Malark Hunger Games charm. I got this from a necklace on eBay and I made it into a little purse charm. And I also have my little heart mirror. I got that mirror thrifting a couple years ago and it's super handy. I'm someone who is constantly paranoid that I'll have like food in my teeth or something after my meals at work. So it's very handy if I don't want to like have to run to the bathroom to check if there's something in my teeth or retouch my lip combos. It snaps on and off so I can easily put it onto different purses if I'm changing them. And on this side I have a claw clip. This is a really cute, I think it's called like a tortoise shell design or print, I'm not sure, but super cute. I really love having a claw clip on me at all times, but especially the summer because I feel like when I'm outside in the warmth, my long hair can get like really overstimulated when I'm outside and I'm like sweating and stuff. So super handy dandy. And lastly, I have this little charm which came from this purse because it's a Fossil brand charm. This is a Fossil purse, and I don't think I mentioned this, but this purse is from Levi's, or it's thrifting, but the brand is Levi. And now with the two little outside pockets, in this one I have my wire headphones. I use these multiple times a day, every day. I also have my little teacup shaped sticky notes. These are so cute. I got these in a pack of 5, and lighter. And in my second tiny pocket I have my two, I think like most used things in my purse lip combo wise. This is the Beta Tint, not Beta Tint, this is the Etude water tint. It's like similar to the Beta Tint, but I have this in red and a more purpley one. I like using the red one and keeping this in my purse. And I have this from Red Chamber. It's just a little clear lip balm. And the last thing in this little pocket are 2 crystals. I think this is Tiger's Eye and Amethyst. And the next section of my purse is probably my most boring section, but I have my wallet in here. I got this thrifting. I have my keys with my little dragonfly pendant on there, super cute. And I have my coin purse as well, and a piece of broken plastic. And that's all that's in that section. And now moving on to the inside of my purse. I have my everyday journal. I just started this maybe like a week or 2 ago, so there's only maybe like 4, there's like 4 entries in here. But I made a little front page for this one. This is my 3rd everyday journal, and it's the first time I've ever made one of these front pages. But I think it's super cute. I've seen this stuff on Pinterest a lot, and I thought it would be a fun little craft to do. So yeah, and I had a photo strip to use from New York, so I like how that looks. I also have this book. This is Goddesses in Every Woman. I have been reading this on and off for a couple months. It's really quite interesting. It talks about how there's different archetypes in women that represent the different Greek goddesses. And it's taken me a few months to get not even halfway through this, but I think it's because I am more used to reading and really flying through stories that, like fiction stories, you know, mystery and romance and that kind of vibe. And because this is more of an, I suppose, academic read. I don't even know if this is super academic, but it's something I'm more like learning and trying to really gain more information from than actually just like read through a story, if that makes sense. Not that I don't pay attention to the stories when I read through them, but I think something like this I'm really trying to focus more on, and I'm doing more of a annotation than I usually do for like my stories. So it's taken me a little bit to get through this, but I'm really enjoying it. Right now I'm currently reading about Athena, and I definitely don't think that I identify with Athena in at least this time period of my life. The first section was talking about Artemis, and I think that I definitely identify with her archetype a little bit more. I've only read through those goddesses, or I'm not even done with Athena, but I think it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see what I can learn from the other goddesses and how I can like apply that to my life to make it better. So up next I have my little, oh, it just opened up. I have a little beauty pouch. It normally like snags in this little thing, but I have in this section my hiii stick sunscreen. I have this brand's, I don't know if it's like liquid, but I guess like liquid sunscreen that I use every day in the morning, and it's so great. It never pills my makeup. I love it. I have two perfumes. This is the Amazing Grace one. I don't use it too often because I have a bigger one in my room that I use more often if I'm going out. And my mom got this for me because my name is Grace. And I do like this smell, but it's not something I use super often. So yeah. But I also have this Boy Smells little vanilla tester perfume. I have some Chanel nail polish. This is in the shade Ballerina. I can't actually wear nail polish at my workplace, and I work 5 days a week, but sometimes on my days off I'll like to paint my nails if I'm feeling a little extra glamorous that day, and then I'll just take it off. But I really like a light pink on my nails. And lastly, or second to lastly, I have my nail file. Super handy. This is one of the first things that I put in my like purse in college other than the general essentials, and I'm so glad I did. I'm someone who's constantly breaking my nails, and they'll always be like snagging on every piece of clothing I own, so super handy, especially if I'm at work. And I have this little hair French barrette thing. It's quite small, but it's good for half up. And in the rest of this bag, the little zippered section holds the rest of my lippies. I have this Rhode Peptide one, and in a very similar shade, this Summer Fridays. This is a Maracuja Juicy Lip Vinyl. This is really good, but it does have like a clicky thing. So if you have it with a bunch of other lip products like I do, it can get like a little tapped, and then some of the products will get wasted. So that's something that I don't really love about this design, but I do love the gloss. And it smells very summery to me, kind of like sunscreen and like tropical on the beach, but in the best way possible. I have a lip liner in the shade Vintage. This in the shade Bursting Blossoms. This is a Clinique Chubby Stick. I just tried this the past few months. One of my coworkers gave it to me, and I really like it. My mom uses Clinique as well, and I think this is going to be something that I will be replacing when I'm all out because I've been using it like every single day. And I have this peptide treatment from Essence. As you can see, it's a little squished because I'm nearly out of this as well. So that's all of my beauty stuff. And then I also have a, I guess, Toiletries bag as well. And here I have two different hand sanitizers. This one is a lemony one from Green Goo, and this one is from Pink, and it's Cocoa Blossom. I think I'm beginning to learn I really like coconut when it's layered with other scents, because I have two perfumes that have coconut in them, and I never thought that I would really super love a coconut perfume, but I really adore it. And here I also have Neosporin. This is the pain reliever one. It is so beat up. Everything in my purse gets so faded from like jumbling around together. I have two lollipops. These are from one of the thrift stores I go to, because when I go to check out at the register, they always have like a little, you know, bowl of lollipops. So the last 2 times I took one each. And I have some hand cream. I don't know how to say this brand. Eucerin? Maybe. I'm not the best at pronouncing things, unfortunately, so I do apologize if I pronounce anything wrong ever, because I really am so bad at it, and I don't realize until someone tells me. So yeah, anyway, this hand cream is super good. I got it out of my bathroom closet, but it's really great. I'm someone who tends to have very dry hands and dry skin, so I really look for moisturizers that are very, very moisturizing. I also have 2 pens, blue and pink, some dental floss, this serum stick from, I think, Deepology. This isn't necessarily something I use a lot during the summertime, unlike the sunscreen. This is more of a wintertime product because it's good for bringing moisture back into my skin. But like I said, I have dry-ish skin, I guess combinations sometimes, but it's really great if I'm ever feeling a little bit dry. I have a tape measure. This is really handy for when I'm thrifting because sometimes when I'm thrifting for pants, I either don't want to try them on or the place I'm going to doesn't have a dressing room. So I like to compare the waist laid flat of the jeans that I own and I wear at home to the waist laid flat of jeans that I like at the thrift store, because it just makes it a little easier to know if it'll fit me. I have my little pill bottle or pill container. I have some pills for my hormonal skin, my stomach issues, and some Advil. I don't actually take the Advil from here ever. I guess I'm not someone who uses a lot of Advil, but I do like to hand this out to people if they need it, like my coworkers or friends. And I have a singular hair clip. I also have this little sunglasses case with sunglasses I got thrifting last week. I don't know if these are really the best for my face shape, but I just thought they were cute. And my sunglasses from the past like 3 years that I carried in my purse without a case broke because my purse is so overfilled. So I needed a new pair. So I got these and like a bigger pair, but these are going to be my like everyday purse sunglasses. I have my digital camera. This is the Canon PowerShot SD800 IS. I got this from eBay for like 90 bucks, and I also have another Canon PowerShot that I got from eBay for 90 bucks. If you need a digital camera and you want to look for one that's usually like, you know, a few $100 that you want to find for under 100, I very much recommend looking on eBay. I usually am able to find them with a battery, an SD card, and a charger for under 100, and I think that's such a great deal. Such a good one. Just make sure they say tested and working. And in my little camera case as well, I have this, which downloads the pictures from my camera directly onto my phone. And it's super great because I'm someone who's a little impatient when it comes to seeing the camera pictures after I take them. So super great, so I don't have to wait till I get home. And I also have an extra battery that is charged and ready to go if I ever lose power from that one. On top of that, I do have the battery charger in here, again, if I'm ever at like a friend's house or something and I need to charge one of them. And I have this little purple French comb. These are so great if you have bangs. You just glide it down and then you push it back up, and it's so secure. It's not going anywhere. And in my last section of my purse, I have this Pixie Lip and Cheek like cream, I guess. I've had this for several years. It's probably expired, but I don't care because it still works, so I'm gonna keep using it. I really love bringing this to the beach and wearing it because I'm someone who likes going to the beach and staying on the beach for like, you know, 6 hours if I can. And I find a lot of times when I bring other products, they will melt or they'll start like melting a little bit and leaking from the lid. So this is really great because this has not melted on me, so it doesn't get anything else sticky in my bag. And it's really good for, you know, having a little bit extra cheek or lip color. Super cute. And I also have some playing cards. I always carry these in my purse, but these are going to be so good, especially for the summer, because that's when I get the most use out of them. And lastly, I have my little strawberry, which I carry with me in hopes of finding one of those trade, like a trinket boxes. I see the library ones near me a lot more often, but I've yet to see one trinket box at all. So I carry this because it's super cute, but I also hope that I'll find one of those boxes so I can put this in there and it can find a new home, and maybe I can find another new trinket. That is everything in my purse. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you want to find me on anything else, it'll all be linked down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!